Hey, it's Gina at Tarot in Time. I'm here to give you a tarot and astrology reading for the week ahead of February 14th. So I did another video all about Valentine's Day that you can watch to hear more details on how to make the most out of that holiday. If you're not big on Valentine's Day, it's really a great video to watch anyways about this dynamic full moon in Leo and just how to have a passionate time harnessing the energy of that moon. So looking at the week in general, not just Valentine's Day, this is our last week of the sun being in the sign of Aquarius, and we are moving into Pisces season. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, a water sign, and it actually contains all the other signs in it. So it has that wisdom, that knowledge. And Pisces is a very sensitive, very intuitive sign, and so very spiritual. And we actually have Jupiter, the planet that I guess before Neptune, this is my limited understanding, before Neptune was discovered, I believe, they used Jupiter to be the ruler of Pisces. So in a way, Jupiter is in its own sign right now of Pisces. I think some astrologers still use it as the ruling sign. Doesn't matter, whatever way you want to look at it, it's a spiritual planet in a spiritual sign, right? Jupiter wants to bring luck and blessings, expansion, and it functions really well in Pisces. And so I think of Pisces as such a romantic sign, right? It's like almost a bleeding heart in a way. I have a lot of Pisces energy myself, so I know that it's easy to get caught up in other people's stuff. It's easy to get caught up in the pain of the world because we want it to be a better place. Pisces wants people to be well, to be happy, wants everyone to have that. And at this point in time on our planet, we're not seeing that. So it can be a little hard for Pisces. It can be sad. And if you're up here in New England and we already have, it's winter, although we're getting a few warmer days, but we're spending a lot of times inside. And I was also reading, I have this really cool moon book that I like to use, the Witch's Date book, and it talks about the February moon and about February often being, dark and gloomy. Sometimes we're stuck home. We've had so much ice up here that it's been hard to even go out. But I like that it says there also may be a collective genetic memory of this being a frightening time of the year when food supplies were scarce and predators roamed outside. And sometimes we forget that we are connected to our ancestors. Their blood is running through our veins. And so that old fears of this time, even though we have such great conveniences in our modern day living, but there's still that element that's there. And so kind of honoring that and being more soft and gentle with ourselves, right? Pisces is a water sign. Water signs need more rest in general, especially the sign Pisces. Pisces needs retreating. It actually rules anything that takes you away from society. So it can rule hospitals, it can rule jails, it can rule drugs and alcohol. And it can also, I think, rule spas. It can rule meditation. It can rule those things that kind of take us out of the bigger picture in a way, or actually maybe put us into the bigger picture. Because Pisces is all about the lack of ego, right? What happens in the bigger picture, what the bigger picture of life and death is. So we are kind of going through this period of time that we need to really do more self-care, self-love work. So this week in general, love is on the mind, love is on the brain right now. And so this week we're going to be moving into a full moon. So we've got full moon madness week, right? And then to top it off, it's a Leo full moon. So it's a bright, vibrant fire moon. And so I like to think of a Leo moon as a rock star moon or front and center. And it's such a joyful sign. Leo rules the heart. Leo rules that childlike wonder, joy, so much love to give to the world, playfulness. And so as we move in through these last few days of Aquarius, because the sun will move into Pisces on Friday right before lunch on Eastern time. So this is like Aquarius is that, last burst of that quirky genius unpredictable energy, and then moving more into this softness, this time of rest, retreat, kind of like it's the end of the zodiac, right? It's the last sign of the zodiac. So it encompasses all those others. It's all that time we can reflect back on really the rest of the previous year. So there's a lot of energy in the chart kind of consolidated. It's all, I was talking about this in the Valentine's Day video. It's not really dispersed around the chart. At a lot of points, it's like the moon almost is the handle to a bucket that it's carrying, right? So whenever there's a lot of moon energy, and then we have Pisces, water, all this watery energy, it's going to be moody. Just know that, right? So, but there's going to be great like highs and lows of it. It's a Leo moon, fantastic, fun, dynamic, but it's going to also have the other extremes. So just be aware of it. Give yourself time to rest. Give yourself time to process. Now, we have a lot of planets close to each other, right? So we've got Venus, how we love, how we nurture, rules relationships, beautiful things. It's in the sign of Capricorn, a real grounded sign, and it's very close, actually the same degree, as Mars, how we take action, right? And it's kind of the male and female symbol. So this is, I believe this is their yearly meetup. And so this is dynamic, this is passionate. We have to choose passion over fighting, right? Over drama. Because Leo loves a good story. Leo loves entertainment, but it also can choose drama over boredom. So be aware of that. That's a tendency. And that's a great thing about astrology, right? To know our tendencies, know the energy available right now and the options, how to work with it. So make this a passionate time. Make this a time, I think there's Capricorn energy. There's a stellium in Capricorn, 3 or more planets together. Pluto, the planet of transformation, Mars, and Venus. And then right next to Pluto, we have Mercury still there. And it's still close enough where they're making an aspect together. They're kind of working together. What that tells me is conversation can kind of go 2 ways right now. I found that I've had some amazing transformational conversations. I've received a letter this past week that I never thought I would receive in my life. A beautiful apology, and it was transformational. And so those are the kind of things that can happen when Pluto, the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, comes together with Mercury, the planet of communication. But it can also go the other way, where things can be harsh and things can break things down. So choose your words wisely and make sure that this is the right time for you to speak. Remember that Venus-Pluto dance is still going on, even though Venus has gone direct. It's no longer retrograde. Mercury retrogrades ended, but we're still coming out of that shadow period. And then also, now that Venus is direct, it's going to come back over and make that final sweep. So Venus had 3, this is the 3rd sweep over Pluto. So anything that we've been dealing with since December, beginning of December, there's going to be that final sweep that's going to bring, I think, a lot of reconciliation, a lot of, it's going to reveal, because it's any words associated with RE is for retrograde. So I feel like this is going to reveal things that we need to know. Pluto likes secrets. And so we're going to be able to see more clearly. But the sun is moving into Pisces, so there's going to be fogginess. So maybe we won't see it, but maybe we'll feel it. So remember, we're going to receive a lot of information through feeling. And when I talk about feeling, I talk about intuition. I think about guts. Yes, definitely. But sometimes it's pain. Sometimes it's dread. Sometimes it's going to speak through different ways. It's like nonverbal in a sense, or maybe it's through dreams, because Pisces definitely is associated with very active dreams, very powerful, transformative, right? It's 12th house, which Pisces owns in astrology, is very karmic, and it's very other side kind of energy. So pay attention to your dreams. So basically, intense time. We've got the sun moving closer to Jupiter towards the end of the week, which makes me really excited, because Jupiter brings luck and blessings, and then you're going to shine soul and heart into that. So towards the end of the week, a little bit more lucky, beautiful time to really be kind to yourself, to expand that kind of energy. So for the beginning of the week, let me go back to, I'm using my Nice computer software here. We still have Saturn close to the sun. So we're going to be able to see our things that are old and outdated for us, our old ways of thinking, the rules that we put upon ourselves. I'm finding that this time is an interesting time. Like I've been doing a lot of clearing out stuff, moving stuff around, organizing. And I wrote down in my notes for this week, you know, we're moving into this full moon. And so it brings fun and it brings joy. And then we're going into after the full moon on Wednesday, we're moving into Virgo. So I think of Virgo as that mutable sign that likes to rearrange and move things around so it works right. This is a great time for that, right? This is kind of like a good cleanup time. This is a good time to allow information to come in, kind of sort and sift. I wouldn't say it's the best time for action because I feel like information's missing. That's what I feel. But it's a little bit better time for action than it was during all those retrogrades. So, what else do I want to talk about here? So the moon will be in Virgo, then it will be in Libra for the weekend. So Libra is a Venus sign. So if you didn't get a chance to do your Valentine's Day things on Monday, this Friday, although it goes in late Friday night. But the weekend is a really good time to celebrate. So you can celebrate yourself. You can celebrate the people that you love. It's a great time. Love is kind of in the air with that Libra energy. And Pisces, again, so romantic, so dreamy. Although things aren't always that clear, foggy, right? And then Sunday, I just have a little star on Sunday, the 20th, for the sun getting about 10 degrees from Jupiter, which is close enough for me to call it in orb. And then in next week, it'll be very close. So it's pretty exciting. Okay, so choose passion, choose. I was talking about dance parties. I was talking about moving your body so you don't get as irritable, right? With Mars close to Venus. So I hope that you celebrate. I hope that you have a bonfire. I hope that you choose love over drama. I hope you choose passion. I hope that you find some form of entertainment. Like if you're not in that sensual relationship, maybe you go and you watch a beautiful movie, or you go to the theater, or you go to a concert, something. Hopefully there's some things to do these days, right? But a bonfire would be a great way. Fire, moon, and maybe you burn something symbolically that is like outdated. Like we know the sun's close to Saturn, and Saturn rules antiques and it rules old ways. So maybe this is time to let go of some of those old things. Okay, I can keep going on and on, but I want to jump into the cards. So we also have Mercury moving into Aquarius this week. So Mercury's been in Capricorn, right? It's conversation about serious matters, organizing your life in a way. And now Mercury is going to move into Aquarius. It's an air sign. Mercury is associated with air, communicating, right? And so I think it's going to function a little better there. And the communication is going to start to amp up, and there's a uniqueness to it. So it should be an interesting time. All right. So for the piles, I chose the moon card in tarot for these piles because, you know, the moon in the tarot deck is associated with Pisces. And so in astrology, the moon rules Cancer, the fourth house, the home. But either way, they're water signs, right? They rule intuition. There's so many more things they rule. Actually, let me just grab this little cheat sheet. I have this really great book called The Infinite Tarot, and it's by Sheila Haidt, and we sell these here. I think it's the best way to learn tarot. It has all the information about every card, and it talks about how it links to astrology, and it's really fabulous. So I just wanted to read you a couple words about what the moon is related to. Pisces, this is in tarot. Pisces, the planet Neptune, water, the part of the body's the feet. It's very feminine. It's the seventh chakra, the crown chakra. It's purple and white. So I'm just going to read a few words. It rules intuition, shaman, seer, metaphysical or healing arts, foresight, mystery, observation, memory, the unconscious, illusion, delusion, confusion, deception, uncertainty, lying, emotions, home, family, mother, childhood. This keeps going and going. Change, unconditional love. So it's kind of got both extremes in there, right? Spiritual quests and retreats, compassion. So it's very, very artsy in the sense. It's very creative, right? But it can borderline delusion. So interesting. So another reason to kind of wait till more information is brought to you before major decision making. Okay, so for pile number 1 from the beautiful Light Seers deck, here's the moon. That's pile 1. Pile 2, this is from the Dark Mansion. I love this one where the moon is her head and the rivers are like ribbons. And for pile number 3, I have this beautiful Moonlight card, and this is from the Forest of Enchantment deck. So you can't go wrong. Whichever one jumped out at you first, don't doubt it. Go with that one and pick your pile. Let's get started. Pile number 1, the moon. Okay, so let's see what we've got for you. Again, you can watch the Valentine's Day video for more information there. This is going to be more of a general reading for the week. What's important for you to know. I'm working with 4 decks. I have the beautiful Before Tarot deck. This is a version of the Rider-Waite, A Minute Before. This is the Wizard's Tarot. That's a really fun one. I love this Modern Day Witch. This is one of my new favorites. And then I'm using this beautiful antiqued vintage tarot, which is Rider-Waite, just more sepia tones. Okay, haven't looked at any of these cards. Let's see what we've got for you. We're starting off with the Ace of Pentacles. Something of value, something beautiful, something new, earthy. We have a lot of Saturn energy right now. There's something new coming in here. Great. Pentacles is anything of value, including money. And the World card. Wow, you're starting off strong here. Look at this beautiful World card. So this is a card of recognition. This is a card of being awarded. This is a card of success. And it's also the last card of the major arcanas. Interesting because we're at the last sign of the zodiac year, right? So the World is coming up in your heart. It's a card of being seen. It's an end of a story in a way, being the last card of the major arcanas. And then you have this ace here. So there's something new starting. Got a 2 of Pentacles here, kind of weighing things out. Things are up and down. And I feel like things are going to be up and down right now because everything is kind of consolidated in the chart with the moon across from it. And so there's going to be a lot of moodiness, a lot of up and downs, but you're moving in a very good direction. You just have to pay attention to feelings. Your foundation is the 7 of Wands, the sense of gratitude, saying thank you, almost being grateful for what you have and then being open for more. Behind the scenes, you have the Emperor. He's ruled by Mars. He's the boss. We have Mars very close to Venus, or right on top of Venus right now. And it can almost be like your work, your love, kind of finding a way with all of it, finding the balance, being very successful with it. And here's the Moon card. This is from the Wizard's Tarot. So there's that moon coming up again. Isn't that an interesting version? I don't know, that creature is interesting. It's like a giant crab. Okay, or maybe a giant spider. I'm not even sure. So there's a lot of, that feels very dreamlike. It actually feels very Lord of the Rings-like, but 2 towers. Okay, so, and interesting, these 2 towers right next to this 2 of Pentacles. There's almost like there's this illusion. I feel like you're going to get messages through your dreams. There's going to be information because everything is going to be so watery. And there's going to be information that you need that's going to help you in decision making and moving forward. So kind of like this card, like asking. It's like praying, like connecting to get the help you need to move forward. Here's the Lovers, and this is one of the cards of the year for 2022. 2022 is the 6th year in numerology. This is card number 6. This is a card of choices. And yes, it's love. Yeah, it's love. But it's also that deep breath before jumping into those choices. So maybe there's some new love coming in. Maybe you're trying to figure out if this works for you. And so trust your feelings, trust what's coming up. And here's the Ace of Pentacles again. So it came up, this is why I work with more than one deck. It came up as what you needed to know right now. And then it came up in your future position. There's something of value. There's choices to make. Maybe you're leaving a job. Maybe you're leaving a position because your heart has this World card there. Maybe something's coming to a close and something new is coming in. Maybe you're being offered something and maybe you're not sure if it's the right thing for you and you need to trust, right? And knowing that we're moving into this full moon, everything's very high emotions. Full moons always are, but then you got a feisty Leo moon and it's intense. I'm gonna do a few charms. This Votes for Women one fell right out. Votes for Women. Okay. Oh, I'm throwing a little castle at myself here. Okay, so up at the top, we rolled a 1, and you've had 2 aces, which is pretty cool. I've got some dog tags here, and I've got a wine cork or corkscrew. Protected and vulnerable. A large bird. I've got Scorpio, passionate. And there's a lot of passionate energy going on this week. It really is. It's a choose that. Like I said, choose that over fighting. I've got the letter M. I've got a letter here. It's interesting. I was talking about receiving a letter that was unexpected. Got this B. I've got this little kid here, which feels so Leo to me in the way like that childhood joy. There it is. And it fell over the 2 of Pentacles, so maybe it's kind of back and forth with yourself. And you need to find that joy and allow yourself to have that space. There's the Stone of Magic, labradorite. Here, we've got a marble that rolled out. I'm gonna do some letters, some of my Scrabble letters, see if we spell any names, if you see any initials that make sense to you. All right, so what do I got? N-O, let's see. I've got a Z, an A, an R, a bunch of E's. I've got the word rain, R-A-I-N. I've got the word, what else? Near, N-E-A-R. I've got the word nonna, like your grandmother. I was saying in the Valentine's Day reading that it's a really good time to bring mom flowers too. And I forget what my reasons were on that, but other than that, I'm a mom. But yeah, there was some reasons. Okay, I've got the word air, rain, air, near, nonna, and the word easy. Okay, so I'll take a picture of that. You can see what you can make with that. And getting some fresh air, rain, like getting out in the elements is kind of what I'm getting for that. Votes for Women is interesting because we know that Saturn is still square Uranus. So Saturn, the old way of being, and Uranus, that lightning bolt of change, kind of wanting to break apart the old ways. So that's interesting that Votes for Women came out. Okay, I'm going to roll some Astro dice, see what we got for you for this week. And we're rolling Scorpio. We have the North Node, Scorpio, 4th house. So there's something here about really learning about Scorpios. And the 4th house is Cancer's house, watery house, the moon's house. So there's something about deep emotions, deep nurturing, deep love, deep self-care, and this tending to your needs, not just everybody else's, right? Pisces season, Pisces tend to worry about everybody else, kind of like, in a way like Libra does, but in a more like weepy way, I feel like. Maybe that's just me. But there's something here about dealing with those emotions that you came here to learn something about that. So allow it to happen, okay? Okay, have a great week. Pile number 2, this beautiful moon card from the Dark Mansion. This is one of my favorites. Okay, let's see what you need to know this week ahead. Again, listen to the Valentine's Day video for more details on that. If you're down on love or you don't like Valentine's Day, it's still a really great video because it's got some good advice on the Leo full moon. Don't forget to make your moon water. And let's see what you need to know this week ahead. Working with 4 decks here. I have the beautiful Minute Before tarot deck that's based on the Rider-Waite, but a minute before. The Wizard's Tarot here. I'm working with the Modern Witch and the Vintage Tarot. Okay, I haven't looked at any of these. Let's see what we've got for you this week ahead. We're starting off with this beautiful 4 of Wands. And this is so lovely. It looks like you're getting ready to leave on like a honeymoon. There's been a celebration. Very exciting. Okay, let's see what the heart of the matter is. We have the Chariot. This is ruled by the moon. Wants to pull you forward. Kind of like almost like not looking back. And it's interesting, there's a vehicle in both of these, right? There's only one direction that you're moving in, and it is forward. This is the Chariot is major arcana number 7. It's your spiritual path. It's trusting the intuition. It's interesting that the moon is the theme card and this card is ruled by the moon. Okay, let's see what we have supporting the heart of the matter. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Kind of gives me a little bit of like impatient vibes, but yeah, it's all growing. It's all happening. This is also a 7. This is also a 7. See what your foundation card here is. The Fool. Pretty exciting. Aquarian card. First card of the tarot deck. Anything's possible. And like I almost feel like you think that you're going to be still forever. And believe me, you're not. There's forward movement happening. You just have to kind of trust. Time and space is an illusion, right? So the Fool coming in, it's a fabulous card. It's very exciting. Behind the scenes, the Emperor, which is interesting because he showed up in the same spot in pile 1. So there he is in the background. He's kind of like big business in a sense, although he looks like an interesting character here. Aries energy, Mars energy, and Mars and Venus are at the same degree, right? So there's a lot of passion. There's a lot going on, but not wanting to distract you from the big picture also. You have the Knight of Pentacles, questing for things of value, right? There's the Empress. Got a few major arcanas going on here. So she's very much Venus. She's giving birth to beauty. She's got these kids playing on her lap. She's always pregnant. She's always giving birth to something beautiful. So a lot of Venus energy in the air, a lot of passion in the air, a lot of relationship stuff in the air, a lot of moving forward for you this week. And then here's you worrying about it all, like you're so good at. So this is like a little bit of the insomnia card. So get a little bit of vibes of boredom and a little bit of like overthinking, but things are moving ahead. So that's a really great thing. And it looks very joyous. So keep reminding yourself of that. I'm going to pull a couple more here. Is there anything else that you need to know this week ahead? I have the 4 of Swords. And the High Priestess. Okay. I don't know if you're having trouble sleeping or you just have a lot on your mind. But remember, as we move into Pisces, you're going to need more rest. It's just the way it is. It's a great time to rest and recharge because before you know it, we're going to be in Aries season and things are going to be moving forward dynamically. Spring will have sprung and the energy will be more upward, right? So let's just take this time to do some resting, get a handle on if we're sleeping, if we're over worrying, if we're overstimulated, and almost kind of taking control, like she's taking control of these rivers. So kind of finding what works for you, turning off the electronics earlier. Here's the High Priestess on her computer, right? What's your relationship with how much is your work taking over your life? How much are you being overstimulated? It's a 2, so it's in relationship, and it's also the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, right? And so the moon rules the public. The moon rules advertising. The moon can sway us, and you need to turn your electronics off and get some rest. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm going to roll some dice. We've got Jupiter in Libra in the 5th house. Beautiful. Jupiter wants to expand. It wants to expand your relationships. Libra, Venus sign for relationships. Also is that balance, right? So finding that it wants to expand your balance, and it's a 5th house, Leo, joy, full moon. I hope you do something symbolic on the full moon that brings joy to your heart. It can be something very simple like a bonfire or a dance party in your kitchen. Simple things, but do that for yourself. Okay, I'm going to give you some charms. See what we've got here. Okay, we've got the word hand that came in over the moon. This beautiful like triangle. I got the number 1. It's interesting. It landed in the same spot for pile number 1. I have the word when. And a birthday cake kind of in the center here. I've got a mermaid. I've got another moon symbol and a flag and a unicycle. Number 34, the word who over the 7 of Pentacles and the number 34. A letter, the word N and H like for New Hampshire. And this really cool journal, right? Maybe you're going to take a little quick road trip, New Hampshire, over the Fool. The Fool loves a road trip. Okay, and there's cake kind of in the center here. So there's some kind of celebration, so enjoy that. All right, let's see. I'm going to do some letters, and we'll see if any names come up or anything that you connect to. A couple more. Okay, this is just fun. See if anything jumps out at you. I have the name Dale, D-A-L-E. I have the name Dean, D-E-A-N. Let's see what else. Got a blank one. I love those. I've got, oh, do I have the word Cupid? C-U-P-I. I do. I have the word Cupid. Okay, I like it. And, oh, I have the word liar. All right. And the word, we'll go with the word Zen. Zen. And, okay, I'll use that D up here, Cupid. Okay, so you can see what you can make out of that. Have a fabulous week. Pile number 3, this beautiful moonlight. So fun. I love this deck, the Forest of Enchantment. It reminds me of children's books. It's really fun. Okay, so what you need to know this week ahead, working with 4 different decks. I have the Modern Witch, the Minute Before, or I think it's called Before Tarot, the Wizards, and the Vintage Tarot. I haven't looked at any of these cards. Let's see what you need to know this Valentine's Day week ahead, full moon week ahead. Make sure you make moon water. There's a short video on YouTube if you want more directions on that. I have not looked at any of these yet, so let's see what we have getting started. So we're starting off with the Wheel of Fortune, a major arcana, major number 10, Sagittarius card. Beautiful card of surrendering, but forward movement, right? And so the moon is bringing all of this beauty and dreamlike state. And it's kind of just fun. And fun plays such an important role in our life, right? And so easily overlooked. Supporting the heart of the matter is the 4 of Cups. And I love this one from the Modern Witch because her shirt says, over it. So over it. So there's the 3 of Cups that she's looking at. There's this new cup being handed to her. And it's almost like kind of the way I was seeing this card when I first saw it. I really like this card. I was thinking of how COVID really opened up our minds to like, well, who are we hanging out with? What were we doing? Is it working for us? Is it satisfying? And this thing over it, looking at the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is usually like a celebration card, right? A party card. They're usually cheering or toasting, I mean. But there's something shifted now, the level of satisfaction, what really works. We've gotten more used to spending longer times alone or with our families. And so there's this new cup of satisfaction coming in, being handed. Now our supporting the heart of the matter, the foundation card here. Well, I guess it's all how you look at it. This would actually be the foundation card. We have the Seven of Wands. Lots of options, dynamic energy, 7 being the spiritual path. Oh no, you're right. I have one more. So that one was supporting the heart of the matter. So the Four of Cups was the heart, right? Because this moon card was just our theme card here. So the Wheel of Fortune is what you need to know, that you are moving ahead. There's new things coming in. It's a 10, so it's turning into a 1. There's a new phase coming in. You need to surrender. You need to study and expand your mind. Sagittarius is related to the classroom, to higher learning, but in a more spiritual sense. So that's there. There are forms of entertainment. There are forms of what joy came in is kind of changing. I like that her cell phone's over here. This is the modern witch, so she's got a cell phone. Okay, so that's kind of changing. There's the Seven of Wands. There's a lot of other choices of stimulation on your path. Your foundation card is the Hermit. Fabulous. Taking a star to light his lantern. This is his staff has turned into like this snake down here. It's coiled up. So the Hermit is looking for his truth. He's on his path of wellness and health. He's Virgo. So what works for him works for him. It's unique. Not kind of getting caught up in what works for other people. And there's like this natural vibe of using the star to light the way. It kind of fits, even though this is a different deck than this one. They kind of feel dreamy-like in a way. Okay, so you're being topped and bottomed with major arcana. So this is a major important stuff you need to know this week. Behind the scenes, you have the Emperor. And this is so funny because the Emperor came up in the same spot in each pile. Different versions, but same card behind the scenes. Here it is. It's still there. The Emperor, the boss, in charge, Mars energy, taking action, right? We know Mars is very close to Venus. They're at the same degree this week. So there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of, in a way, like you could say there's work satisfaction with what really drives you. There's love. Mars is a sign for male. Venus is a sign for female. This is their yearly meetup. So this is pretty intense time. Here's the King of Wands behind the scenes. So these are both very fire. This could be an Aries king. This is the Emperor that's Aries, right? So very passionate. That's your Leo full moon right there. It's pulsating behind the scenes. And maybe what brings you joy and brings you satisfaction is changing. And that's a good thing. There's the Six of Wands. It's a 6 year. You've got the number 6 in the future position. It's a card of success. And the beautiful High Priestess. Interesting because she also came up in the same position in one of the piles. She's card number 2. She's ruled by the moon. She's highly intuitive, not to mention that she looks drop dead gorgeous. Show up in your life the way that you want to live it. Dress up, enjoy, shine brightly, be yourself, be in a great relationship with yourself. Use this Valentine's Day for you to make your relationship with yourself better, and everything else will get better too. Enjoy the mystical side of things. Enjoy the nature, the beauty, and that this need for almost like the cell phone, the party, the overstimulation, that's changing for you, and that's a really good thing. Doesn't mean you can't still have it. It just means your need for it is changing. We've rolled North Node in Aquarius in the 9th house. So is that the 9th house? No, that's the 6th house. Okay. So the North Node often has to do, I still have a lot to learn about the nodes, but my understanding is that it often has to do with why you came here, right? What you came to learn. And you've got Aquarius, which is like this genius energy, this wide open air energy that anything can happen. And then you got the 6th house, which is Virgo's house, which is what you got here in your foundation with the Hermit. It's about your service in the world. It's about your health, your well-being, finding your way. And so there's something beautiful here. I feel a surrender here. I find that you are coming into your power more and you're leaving behind the things that don't work. I think you're going to have a dynamic week. Let's pull a few charms. The number 3 that rolled at me. So up at the top, you have the moon. Cool. Remember, it's going to be moody. The moon is moody. Thank goodness it changes signs every 2.5 days, so we're not always stuck in the same mood. I've got the word royalty. Got a unicycle. I got the 5 of diamonds. This is all landing on the Wheel of Fortune, this cross. A lot of energy right up there in that wheel. That Sagittarius energy wants to expand. I got Q, it says Q8 over the 4 of Cups, along with a key with angel wings. I've got an elephant here and a dragonfly over the 7 of Wands, also with an eraser and a tree of life, this little grouping of circles. I've got the letter N over the High Priestess and the letter L over the Hermit, and the number 5, and then the protected and vulnerable. Okay, and that 3. Okay, let me do a few letters. See if we can spell out any names, anything that relates to you. Let's see what we've got. My good old Scrabble. I bought those at a flea market. It was kind of fun. Okay, I've got the word. I've got head, H-E-A-D, which the Emperor rules the head. It's Aries energy. Let's see. Word, what else? I got the word clear head. It's easy to get really like dreamy and foggy, and not that that's not like that's not fun and creative, but just know that that's Pisces energy. So especially if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, you're gonna feel that even more. Let's see, I have QU. Do I have any queen stuff going on here? Well, I've got QU and X and an S, kind of extra small there. I've got the word bin. Let's see. Got the word dippy. Hippy dippy. Clear head, dippy. Okay, bunch of eyes. And so, okay, I'll take a picture of that. You can see what you can do with it. Have a fabulous week.